What's going on, guys? Ed here. We're testing out a new low camera angle today. We'll see how it works. Anyway, today we are talking about Turkesterone. It is the latest and greatest, hottest supplement. That's on the market right now, it seems like. It's actually been around for a long time, but it has a little revival or comeback. I guess people are trying to make it popular again. You probably know it. It was on the Joe Rogan podcast. More Dates, More Plates is selling it. Greg Doucette is selling it. Everybody's getting into the Turkesterone business. So why? What is it? How does it work? What does it do? Are there any side effects? Is it worth it? Let's get into it. I'm going to give you my quick little spiel on it. I've done a little bit of research on it. I'm just going to tell you my 2 cents and whether I think it's going to be worth it to try it out or not. So, the active ingredient comes from the Ajuca turkestanica plant. That's where it comes from. You get turkesterone from Ajuca turkestanica plant found in Uzbekistan. Now, there's a lot of knockoff plants that are going around, Ajuca, something else, that are coming from China, from all over the place, that aren't the real deal. So if you want real turkesterone, you got to get it from that plant that seems to only be in Uzbekistan right now. It is a type of ecdysteroid. Ecdysteroids are naturally occurring steroid hormones found in plants and animals. They're used for the molting process, so they keep plants protected against, insects, and then they help insects to, grow, develop sexual processes, stuff like that. So, it's a steroid hormone in plants and insects, but does it translate to humans? That's what we're trying to find out. We do know that it does not bind to androgen receptors in people. So it will not affect your body's natural hormone production. Your testosterone, for example, when you take SARMs and steroids, your natural testosterone is going to be suppressed. It's going to be shut down. Turkesterone will not do that because it does not affect your body's androgen receptors. So this is interesting in theory. It's also legal. That's why people are able to sell it. You can't go buy SARMs and steroids really anywhere, but turkesterone, it looks like it's a supplement that everybody is trying to sell now. So how does it work? It's an oral supplement, either in pill or powder form. That's what it's being sold as, although many clinical trials were done with injectable forms of it. So, yeah, I don't know how many studies were actually done with the oral version of it, but it seems like the oral availability isn't too great. So we'll get into that in a second. But what are the claims that we get from it? Well, some say that it is said to increase muscle protein synthesis and uptake of amino acids. So amino acids are the building blocks of the protein molecules. They help to repair and rebuild your muscles. Increased protein synthesis means more muscle building following exercise. Great. Does it do this? We don't know, because the mechanism of action, like I said, there's many hypothesized versions of how or why it works. But if it doesn't affect your body's androgen receptors, then how is it going to have androgenic and anabolic effects? This is very interesting. Yeah, so are there any benefits for bodybuilding? Well, it's said to improve your lean body mass. It's said to help with recovery so you can work out more frequently. And they're also claiming it should have positive effects on the liver and the immune system. So a lot of good stuff that is supposed to come from turkesterone. A study done in rats actually shown that it increased the muscle fiber diameter in rats. Now, typically, rodent models translate very well to the effects in humans. But at this time, there's really no good studies that say that this works for humans. There are a couple studies, some trials done on humans, some tests, but they're really all over the place. Some of the tests say, yeah, this is an anabolic agent. You'll gain 2 to 3 kilograms over 10 weeks taking this stuff, where the next study goes and says you will actually lose muscle taking turkesterone. So there's conflicting studies on this as far as humans, but it does show some promising results in rodent models, and it's supposed to come with no side effects, which is great. It's not supposed to be very toxic, which it doesn't seem like it is. There's really no side effects written about it other than maybe some nausea if you take it on an empty stomach. So what do we look at as far as dosage? What are people taking? It looks like 500 milligrams a day is about a standard dose. This is considering 10% extract. So there's going to be different varying levels of the extract, I'm sure, but it seems like 10% extract is kind of the convention that they're going with nowadays. So look for that if you're trying to buy turkesterone. But yeah, people take up to 1,000 milligrams or more a day. It has a very short half-life. These ecdysteroids, 4 to 9 hours, it looks like they discovered through clinical trials and oral supplementation. So it's a short half-life. You're going to have to dose it quite often. But it has no effect on your body's hormones, your endocrine system, so no PCT will be needed if you decide to go and take turkesterone. It's a supplement that it seems like people are trying to start taking now in between their SARMs, in between their steroid cycles, where turkesterone you still are technically natural if it's not affecting your body's androgen pathways. So that's important to note. But here's the big but. The bioavailability, as I said, isn't great, and the half-life is very short. So you're going to have to take large doses of this stuff, and you're going to have to take them quite frequently for it to be effective and for your body to keep stable blood levels. This is because it's eliminated from the system very quickly, and it just doesn't get absorbed that easily. Ultimately, do you want to take this? I mean, is it worth it? Honestly, I feel like this is kind of a rejuvenation of something that happened in the past that didn't have great results last time. So why are we bringing it back up again now? I don't know. I think it's just kind of a money ploy at this point. It seems pretty expensive to get. I've been looking at supplements online because I was thinking about trying it out myself. But the supplements that I was looking at as well, people were leaving reviews saying, hey, I got this supplement, I sent it out to the lab, and there was 0 turkesterone found in this supplement. So, a lot of it could be fake. It's expensive. I mean, you gotta be weary when you're trying to buy this stuff. I know it sounds like the latest and greatest thing, but ultimately the benefits versus what you're gonna pay for it, I feel like this is almost like a really expensive creatine. I think the best bang for your buck, you should just take creatine. It's a natural supplement. You're going to gain muscle mass. You're probably going to gain more muscle mass than you would turkesterone because, like I said, we have varying results on whether it actually works or not. It's not toxic. I mean, it doesn't have any effects on like the liver or kidney, even taking at pretty high doses. No effects on your hormones. So I guess if you want to try it, there's no harm in doing it. If you want to try it, but I really only would if I were, kind of rich or money wasn't an issue, where I know I'm buying this stuff, I'm going to spend a lot for the legit stuff, test it out. But if you're in high school, college, if you're younger and you're just looking to get some gains, I honestly think it's probably going to be a waste of money for you, and you'd be better off just taking your creatine, taking your protein powder, lifting. I mean, maybe if you want to get into the SARMs and that stuff down the road, but yeah, don't even bother with that now. I mean, the turkesterone, do I think it's worth it? Personally, not really. That's why I haven't bought it. I was seriously considering it just because I was curious. I wanted to try it out. But after doing more research on it, it seems like I'm either going to get some fake shit or I'm going to get some stuff and it's going to be real, but it's not going to work like you want it to. So that's my 2 cents on turkesterone. That's it. Latest and greatest. Is it really? I don't know. That's up for you to decide, but that's what I think about it. There you go.